Hey everyone, welcome back to Paris Créa, your creative escape into very inspiring corners of Paris. Let me show you Paris beyond the cliché. Bonjour, my name is Blandine and for 80% of my life I've lived in or around Paris. Today I would like to show you a little secret museum called le Musée Eugene Delacroix. It sits in Saint Saint-Germain neighborhood, right on the little square, la place de Furstenberg, that I mentioned last time in the last video about the hidden gems of Paris. This little square, la place de Furstenberg, is a very quiet and poetic place away from the busy life of Saint-Germain-des-Prés. So this secret museum is called le Musée Eugene Delacroix and is named after the painter, the very famous classical French painter Eugene Delacroix. It's as small a visit as the Louvre visit is a big visit. And this little museum belongs to the Louvre Museum. And here is my tip. You can enter le Musée Eugene Delacroix for free within 2 opening days of your visit to the Louvre with a Louvre ticket. So there, in this little secret museum, le Musée Eugene Delacroix, you wouldn't expect very big masterpieces, they are almost all at the Louvre, but you would want to feel artistic vibes in an artist's home and studio. This place is overflowing with artistic energy. And this place is one of these secret places that Paris has to offer, where you would find a small garden with birds singing. So let's discover the museum. Here you would find Eugene Delacroix' last home and studio. So Eugene Delacroix worked here for his final years, and the minute you walk in, you can feel a shift in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is very private, intimate. This place invites you to slow down and is all about understanding the creative process. But more on the creative process later. Here, even if the team of the museum curates a new selection of works regularly, the theme of the copy will be at the center of your visit. Delacroix believed in learning through copying the masters. So there, many of the works on display explore the role of imitation, reinterpretation, and transmission in the creative process. After visiting Delacroix's home, you will visit Delacroix's studio, and this studio was built for Delacroix himself in 1837. As a matter of fact, he moved closer to Saint-Sulpice Church, where he was creating a masterpiece. The chapel's murals of Saint-Sulpice was one of his most important commissions. And you can go and visit them. They are in an 8-minute walking distance from le Musée Delacroix. Here, in this studio, it's very touching to see Delacroix materials. So you will see his palette, his brushes, and the wooden little cabinet for his colors. It was in one of those cabinets that he stored his pigments. Back then, paints didn't come into tubes as we buy them now. They were made by assistants. To be more precise, it was the beginning of tubes, but Delacroix didn't use them. And then, after visiting the studio, you would go into this small garden that Delacroix loved. For him, this garden was a source of calm and focus that he needed through his creative process. Of course, the buildings surrounding this little garden were not there. Now, let me give you some bio elements and let's have a look at his masterpiece, La liberté guidant le peuple. Most probably, you have already seen his masterpiece named La liberté guidant le peuple, the liberty leading the people, and it's most probably the second most famous painting at the Louvre. This painting is a symbol of the French Revolution, one of the French Revolution. It was painted in 1830. Remember, back then photography was in its infancy and capturing image on metal plates were just starting to happen. So paintings like this weren't just artistic expression, they were a powerful way to document history, emotions and collective struggles. So here Delacroix wasn't just painting a scene, he was creating a memory for the entire nation. Here the revolution we're talking about is the revolution that toppled King Charles X, the same king I was talking about in the video of the last coronation. So here what is very noticeable is the cap this woman is wearing, as well as the flag, the tricolor flag. And around her, people gathered, whatever their conditions, to fight for their freedom. Eugene Delacroix painting was famous for his bold colors and his emotional intensity. That were qualities that set him apart from other classical painters. He had traveled to Morocco and his palette and his painting was still very impacted by what he had seen over there. So that his work deeply influenced later painters as Cézanne, Manet and even Picasso. Delacroix wasn't just about big canvases and political themes, he was curious, sensitive, introspective. He wrote his journals almost every day and he was exploring literature, music, theater, philosophy. Creativity for him was a way of living. Here on this lioness canvas, you can see that he painted with touches, and maybe it's the very beginning of Impressionist painting. And here you have it, the proof again that Sid Sever, still like an artist, is the way. So, let's dive in the creative process. Because creativity is just not about being so talented and a genius. And there are 4 steps in creativity that Delacroix embodied beautifully. Step 1 is preparation, where you're filling your mind with as many materials as you could. Remember, Delacroix traveled, went to theater, read literature, and journaled. Second step is letting ideas stew. So that's where the gardens comes in. Third step is the aha moment that will necessarily occur. So there, Delacroix would draw sketches, and sometimes it clicks in a very unexpected moment. So yesterday, riding my bike home, I had to stop and write ideas that pop up in my mind. And step 4 is reviewing, but also refining what you found. So here, Delacroix would be a perfectionist. He knew real art takes time. So what I love about creativity is that it's not about waiting for a lightning bolt, it's about trusting the process, showing up and exploring. That's why this secret little museum visit is so important. It's because it will remind you how art is made. Plus, this place is never crowded, you might have the museum for yourself. Now, let me give you some tips here. Should you like cooking just in front of the museum in this little Place de Furstenberg, you would find a store dedicated to peppers. So feel free to go inside, it's a smell travel, and you would find many different peppers I have no idea existed.
Bonjour. Est-ce que je peux filmer?
And then, should you like home decor, you're in the place, because in this area you would find the best French home decor stores. For instance, Pierre Prés is the French home decor company that restored the Versailles Marie-Antoinette apartments. Et voilà, that's it for today's Creative Escape. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you discovered something. If so, I would be thrilled if you would leave a blue thumb up. In the next video, I will show brasserie and bistro restaurants you would enjoy in Paris, and one of them is just next door to Le Musée. Of course, feel free to subscribe, and until next time, thank you for your time. À bientôt. You woke.